All right, Bryce. Well, finally, sorry this took so long, but I'll get to your replay reviews right now. This is the one you labeled as replay one. I don't know if you sent any notes with specific games. Let me double check. No, you just said that they're named. Oh, you say you don't think you played well in 1 to 4. All right, no problem. I haven't watched any of them yet. I watched like the first 45 seconds of this one just to make sure everything, my recording stuff was working. But yeah, let's just hop right into it and we'll see how it goes. So good that you go back for boost there. That's what you want to do on as that person on kickoff. I watched the first few seconds already, so I already know what's about to happen here. And on this one, you're going to hesitate a little bit too long, and then you don't get a good touch that you can control. The touch that you get is good enough. You put it to the corner. That's good enough, but I always want to challenge you to be better. So what you could do is if you don't hesitate, if you just are up right here, or yeah, a little bit sooner than that, you can hit it in the same direction you're flying and kind of, okay, what are my controls again? Here we go. Kind of put it, where is it? Here we go. Over here. And that way you can kind of carry it over there and maybe get another 50 afterwards. So, but this was good enough. Here, there's a little bit of a double commit. A good kind of general rule is if you can see your teammate, they probably can't see you. Let's see if this is true in this case. That it is true in this case. So they can't see you, and you just come out of nowhere on their screen and steal that from them. So yeah, in this case, whenever you see a double commit happening, if you can see that it's happening, then probably just let your teammate go. Just kind of slam on the brakes, maybe slow down, maybe do like a little bit of a circle around so they can take it. That's a decent play. You got another touch off of it. Let's see if you could have done more. The first touch is always the most important. So that's a decent first touch. I think you're air rolling too much right now. Like there's no reason that you should be air rolling. I know it feels good and you want to push yourself. If you want to practice, that's fine. But don't get in the habit of air rolling too much. I did that and it was really hard to unlearn. You already did enough air rolling right here. You're like kind of close enough to neutral to just fly. You just want to air roll to get to neutral. And then you want to air roll right before you hit the ball to hit it in a specific way. But when you're just air rolling the whole time, like the fact that you did a full circle, that was not necessary. You could have just flown over there and you would have had better boost management and all that. Good bump on the goalie. And then here, I know you missed both these boosts. It happens, but you got to make sure you get those. And this part right here is, this is where I stopped because I was like, oh yeah, I should definitely record this and do it because this is a huge tip that I think will take you miles right here. They're called 50-50s, but that doesn't mean that they're a coin flip in random. 50s take skill. And so you always want to think about what you want to get out of the 50. Where do you want the ball to end up? Usually you either want to possess it so that you can 50 and then go again. You want to maybe 50 it into a corner on defense or 50 it towards your teammates. Or maybe you just want to 50 it and avoid giving it directly to the opponents. Usually you don't want to flip on 50s. This is a grand chant tip right here. You usually don't want to flip on 50s. You only want to flip if you want to win the ball forward. And you wouldn't want to do that right now because if you win this ball forward, it's just going to slowly roll out into here where this goalie is going to have just a perfect possession with teammates to pass to, a whole field to dribble to while everybody's getting back. So you don't want to win this actually. You do not want to win every 50 that you go into. So that's huge to think about. And so when you don't want to win it forward, what you want to do is kind of just slam on your brakes and just single jump. Just right here. This touch would be perfect. If you don't flip into this, If you just jump, put your... Oh, I saw the crosshair. If you jump and put your car right in the middle of the ball with like very little forward speed, you might have to slam on your brakes a little bit. You still have a lot of forward speed. If you slam on your brakes and just jump, that ball is going to stop right in front of you. That person's going to go... Well, it also was awkward this time because they just missed the ball. I think you can also tell in this situation... you have the advantage to this ball, so this person has to read where you're going to hit it. So you can kind of just like slow down and fake them a little bit, and that's kind of what happened. But yeah, that's kind of hard to tell, kind of nuanced. But generally in a 50-50, yeah, if you just kind of like slam on your brakes and just tap the jump button, and put your car right in the middle of the ball, it'll stop right in front of you, and then you can possess it. And then you'll have a one-on-one with the goalie if you did that. But now you flipped into it, and you just kind of gave it away. Okay, now here's where I stopped watching, so we'll see what you do. That's all right. You got it middle. Nobody was there. Good rotation back post. This is good. You could have been ready for this pass back middle. This is a classic, like I call it the 1-2-3 because it's just a pass shot between all three of the people on the team. Anytime you get a clear pass like this, the reason you can cheat up right now is because there's no threat. The opponents are not even near this ball. You know your teammate's getting to this, and you know that he probably isn't going to shoot it. So his best bet right now is to just drop it and dump it middle. And obviously your teammate's not going to be the person there for it. So you can kind of cut rotation a little bit and just speed up. Like use your boost a little bit earlier than that and keep using your boost. I think you slammed on your brakes a little bit there, and you could have been there for that ball. Like you probably wouldn't have been able to shoot it based on that pass, but you could probably pass it back off the backboard again. Hard to be ready for your teammate to miss. I think you can work on like dribbling and everything and like possession touches because you catch this with the back of your car. I mean, it happens. And then what you want to do too when you're in a dangerous position like this, you don't want to beat people. Take a 50. Take it. Well, it'd be hard to do it in this specific situation. The way the ball is kind of behind your car. You usually want to put your car between the ball and the net and just jump. And a 50 will be better because it takes someone out of the play rather than passing it directly to them. Something else is really scary. Yeah, you end up getting scored on because of it. So it started from your teammate missing. But realistically, I think you can be ready for that a little bit sooner. You hit your... What happens is you hit your brakes. I still have a habit of doing this every once in a while. And every time you hit your brakes, it's almost 99% better to hit power slide. When you're brake turning, you never want to brake turn. Sometimes you have to hit the brakes to just jump straight up. But every time you're braking while turning, it's probably better to just power slide. If you would have power slid into this, you could have gotten the ball there. And sometimes it's okay to take the ball backwards. All the opponents are there. You don't want to pass it to them. So you could have also caught the ball and taken it backwards up like or just rolled it up the wall a little bit, even if it's a little bit backwards, and then possess it from there. Also, I'm not the biggest fan of wave dash kickoffs. It takes 100% of your boost, and you aren't really gaining that much speed, right? Like, let's look at this again. I want to see where you start going supersonic. Okay. You gain a little bit of speed, but if you're going to use all your boosts, you might as well learn the speed flip kickoff. We can talk about that sometime in practice, and I have a really good Bacchus mod plugin that'll help you learn speed flips in like 2 seconds if you don't know them. But I'd rather you do that or do something a little bit more consistent, because if your opponent speed flips, they're going to beat you to the ball still, even though you wave dashed. And now, with the wave dash kickoff, you use 100% of your boost. The way I do my kickoffs, I'll show you that sometime in person as well. I can save about like 8 to 12, and then I can use that extra boost here to get to the side boost in case someone was challenging me to it. Like if you watch RLCS, I'll give you $20 if you find me someone doing a wave dash kickoff in RLCS. That's a good play. I want to look at it one more time from your perspective. I was kind of watching from another person's perspective. That's a good beat there. Since you're the advantage going towards the ball, You could maybe even wait a little bit longer and wait till you hear them jump and then you can beat them. But I don't know. This is still a good beat. Good stuff. Good stuff. You kind of don't want to flip here. Be careful when you're flipping. Rocket League, especially once you start getting to high champ and into GC, one of the most important things to focus on is timing. Timing is everything in Rocket League. So you don't want to be going too fast sometimes because everybody, I don't know, all the ranks below it, everybody's like, oh, play fast, play fast. And yeah, you're going to still be learning to play faster and faster, but it's not just faster. It's just timing. And sometimes timing can make things faster because now you speed up early to then slam on your brakes. So you do all that for nothing, and now you're out of position. Now you have to half flip, and now you're awkward when you would just be here ready to drive forward to this ball if you just didn't flip there. Wait, did you do that? Did you move that camera, or was that a replay glitch? Let's see. Oh yeah, you do that. Huh. Probably just made it really hard on yourself. I don't know if that was an accident or what. I'll let it slide. I think you just have to trust that your teammates are in goal here. You gotta trust your teammates a little bit more, because now it's a triple commit. Now it's bad for everybody. Oh, this was scary. You just want to always make sure you're putting your car between the ball and the net when you 50 on defense, and you're a little too far on the right side of the ball. Could have pinched in or something. I think there's very little chance that your teammate is passing this mid. First priority is always cover net. So it's just because you flipped. I think your positioning is okay. It's because you flipped. You don't want to flip at the point of collision because you can't react here well enough. So always be mindful of that. You're getting stuck front post here a little bit. You can't make a play on this. So what you do in this case, once you get beat, and you know this person, he's flipping into this. He's passing it to your teammates. So now what you do is you can just either go up the wall, you can go downfield and grab this boost if you see it there. You can go on car cam to check for it or see where they are. Going on the wall is probably a really good bet too. Because watch. Let's watch from your teammate's perspective. You would have been there. You would have been right here. This would have been a goal. You would have jumped off the wall, hit this in. This person would not be ready for it. So I do this a lot on purpose. And I think this is just from me playing so many threes. What you want to do when you have the ball in the corner, you can take it up the wall like this, and sometimes you can kind of either fake it. You don't really fake it too hard right here, but you can kind of like let them have it sometimes when they're in an awkward position. They can't do anything with it, and their only option is to just boom it back to your teammate. So I force them to boom it back to my teammate, and then I go up the wall and be downfield for a pass. And maybe that pass was only possible because you got that bump. I don't know, but it still would have been okay because you still have a third teammate behind. That's all right. It was a good attempt. Those are hard. This is fine. You're just waiting to see where the play goes. You're spinning too much for sure. You have 43 boost. You can get to the ceiling in 33. I'm pretty sure it's 33. Something around there. 30 something. It takes you 40 boosts to get here. So I want to look at that again. You accelerate a little bit faster on the ground. So since you aren't going full speed already, and you have plenty of time to get to this ball, and nobody is up to challenge it, you can accelerate a little bit more on the ground before you jump up to it and kind of see what they're doing. Because the earlier you jump, the more predictable you are. And you just want to make sure you get a better touch. If this were in free play right now, I know that you would get a better touch than this. But it's in-game and you're spinning. If you're in free play and you don't spin, you could hit this directly. Like, you probably don't want to put it on net because that's an easy save. You want to put this off backboard and maybe go for a double touch or drop it down to the left. Watch, this is epic big brain move. You could drop this right here. This person would be getting back and this person would be able to turn for it. It's So there's plenty of options you have. You always want to think about that when you're going up for these because you have so much time. This is what dreams are made of, baby. This is perfect. You have perfect possession, perfect pop-up, and you hit it to their corner, which is their safe space. So you want to make sure we take full advantage of those moments. You want to be careful on third here. As soon as you see that person on your screen, you're like, oh, I'm third, and you should probably start turning around rather than turning towards the ball because they could pop this over your head easy. So it's okay to turn there. At this moment, you're turning back, turning right now instead of committing. And they would pass it right to you. This is all fine. This is fine. This is good positioning here. You're waiting to see what happens. And now you challenge. Nice. You maybe could have gone up the wall and saw what their next touch is rather than challenging on this touch. But this is fine too. Because that person might have had to pass it to you. Good attempt at the bomb. Just gotta make sure you're getting pads and stuff too. Like, you sacrifice your opportunity to get boost because you're not going for pads. You could have grabbed that pad up and to the left there because you went for the bump instead. And now you want to make sure you're getting pads. You used it all. You're already going supersonic. So boost management, I think, is something that everybody still struggles with. I still struggle with it. You're going supersonic here, I guess. You need to use it to get there. But you had plenty of speed. You didn't have to keep going. This flip is a little aggressive. You can rotate wider back post. Maybe go diagonal front left here to signal to your teammate that's in goal that you're going to go behind them. Because now it's going to be awkward to him because you're driving right at him. And like you're in goal, you need to take a wider rotation. So you should be, especially you can get boost pads, take this rotation here or even this rotation here. Both of those pads, let's see where you were. See, both those are options. And you take this really tight one and you kill all your momentum. The timing is awkward now because you should be like here right now. And then you'd have a better timing. You'd be able to cut up field through here and you'd kind of be here on this ball. And now you're like way back there because you were too close to the play actually. So sometimes in order to speed up, you got to give yourself distance. That's a good little play. I think your first touch could be better though. Look where you're hitting this ball. You're hitting it at that person. You haven't just enough time that right here you can cut this to the left. You want to get it going kind of diagonally one way so you can cut it back the other way hard. Because you got a little lucky that the person you hit it right at, man. This dude could just, they could have just jumped. They could have just jumped. But that's an AM1 for sure. Good goal. Yeah, that should be a goal. Oh, tough. That's all right. It was far range shot. Shooting will just get better with practice. Oh, that's a good shot from that person. You want to make sure you hit this higher off the backboard. Flip like now. You wait too long to flip, and you're hitting it low. You want to hit it up here, because that'll be way harder for this person to save. Now this person can wait for it and like hit it off the ground. They can like kind of react to the bounce into where everybody else is going. If you hit it up here, then the offense is a way bigger advantage. It makes a huge difference how high you hit it off the backboard. So keep that in mind. Good turn on that. Your teammate messed you up. That is the solo queue experience right there. It's all good though. Sometimes when it's really chaotic like this, just give some space. All three of you guys are in the corner right now, and you're pushing towards the ball. Sometimes you just gotta let your teammates be buffoons. So you are here. Turn left here, like grab that pad in front of you, and turn left back to goal. Then you would have been there right for that ball. Now this is super scary. You're kind of just flailing yourself with the ball. You gotta space yourself more when you're second person, especially on defense. Like you're going so fast here. Just wait on the backboard, wait in goal, see what happens. And you would have been here to catch this ball. You'd have a one-on-one with your opponent retreating. That would have been a goal for you. Yeah, just let your teammates take that. They're in a better position. It's fine. You got this? I don't think you power slid. Or at least not enough. Power slide and boost right here. You can hit this way harder. You didn't really boost very much at all. If you power slide and boost, you can hit that way harder and you can pass it to your teammate. You're not rotating back post either. You're here, and now you're back front post. Just get back post. You have a teammate right there. Just get back post. And now you're awkward. Now you're doing this, and look where let's see where your teammate is behind you. Not that person. This person. Look at yourself from their perspective. They're like, oh, okay, I'll go now. Oh, my teammate's going. Okay, I'm just gonna do this little dance and goal now. I'm awkward. I have no momentum. Now this person has a good shot. Likely the person took a bad shot, but sometimes you put your teammates in a little bit awkward positions. You can go a little faster on that. I think you hesitate because you want to get a good angle. You got to push yourself to go fast. Just boost the whole way. Boost the whole way. That's an open net. You can go a little faster on these two. I want to just push yourself. You can go now. You saw the bounce. You see the trajectory. You see the speed. You should be up for this now. Push yourself to go a little bit faster. That's a little lucky, I would say. Although I hesitate to use that word. Okay, you do a good job rotating back post this time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the opponents are doing. And time just counts down. And that's probably about it. Doesn't matter. It's 1 to 5. Okay. So good stuff overall. I'd say biggest things, rotating back post. Think about 50s and where you're going to go. Don't spin too much when you're in the air, when you're going for aerials. That is, it looks like the pros are spinning all the time, but if you watch them, they actually are spinning at very specific times. They're only spinning when it's beneficial. You don't want to spin when you don't have to. And yeah, overall, I think that's all I have. I'll watch the rest of your replays too. I might not do a replay review like this one, but I think I'll watch them and maybe type out some notes. Or maybe just do little clips.